Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Metaphysical Mama, how's everyone doing? Welcome if it's your first time, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome back if you're revisiting. Oh, we already got one. Magic prayer, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the month of October. We got October energy. Today's a new moon in Libra. So we have the sun and the moon in Libra. I believe we have a conjunction, I think, with Mercury and Mars. And I believe Lilith and Pluto, and is it also like squaring Uranus? I think Lilith ain't too far behind there. So lots of big energy, lots of movement occurring, and lots of anxiety, feelings of anxiety, wondering if we're in the right place, right? Going through our inner, questions of life, asking ourselves questions such as, are we happy? Are we where we want to be? Do we love who we are and what we're doing? Right? Our inner environment, along with the outer environment that we live in, right? Our house, meaning our body, and the physical, right, residence that we live in presently, the four walls that we live in, right? The people that we surround ourselves with, are they, right, of our highest good? Are they for our highest soul's purpose? Because this is when we're shedding and removing and letting go, right, of what no longer serves us and what is no longer, right, part of our path, which may be very hard to let go of some people, places, and things. Yeah. Um, so let's pull some cards and see where we're at, Aquarians. Right? Aquarians have a very let's pull a Zen card. Have a very close affinity, right, with Uranus, right, and our big way showers, right, and forerunners and the epic changes that we're going through. Guidance and Thunderbolt came out. Right, so you may get some shocking epiphanies. Which hand am I in? Right? Some lightning, right, that may electrify and light us up and let us know what's going on, right? The shock and awe of Aquarius and Uranus and Mars coming through with a vengeance, right? But at the same time, allowing our divine guidance, right, to show us the way, right? And I know Aquarians, right, are very extra and ultra terrestrial beings. I have Aquarian moon. So, we can put ourselves down or feel very much like an outsider, right? Not part of the human race, right? But we are rebirth. It's a child playing the flute, coming out of a lion, standing on a camel. My hump, my hump, my humps, my lovely lady lumps. Today's Wednesday. It is hump day. And there's the camel showing up. What else we got? Aquarian sun, moon, rising. So hang in there, Aquarians. Take some time for yourself. Remember to rest, right? Allow some of this, right? Lightning bolt energy that we're all feeling. Look what's going on in the world, right? What's happening on and in the earth. Right. Most people are so focused what's going on in their 3D life, or they, we forget to look up stars came from in the first place and trust, right? That there's a star out there that belongs to each one of us. And that doesn't mean we own it, that we get to go take stuff from it, anything of that nature. It means that's where we come from and it's part of us. And it's very important to connect with our roots, right? Our genetic codes that allow us to see more transparently who the fuck we are, right? We're multidimensional beings having a human experience. And the way that we get out of, right, the slave trade, the turmoil that we get stuck going around and around and around, right? The one sun in, we need to allow expansion, right? Magic prayer, divine guidance, trust in yourself, right? The answers are within you, Aquarians. And we got number 32, which is also a 5, and 3, and rebirth is a 10, right? No beginning, no end, 1 and 0, masculine and feminine. And movement, we have 28, another 10. The balloons keep coming up in the cards today too, but a lot of readings, my eyes keep catching the blimps, the balloons, hot air balloons, some of balloons, hot air, nothing but air. One ring circus under that. Right. So coming out of, going around and around that one-eyed Willie and his one ring circus, thinking we're the only one, or he's the only one, or we don't have a chance, or we don't belong, or we can't get there, or how come everybody else has, but we don't, right? All those feelings of lack, right? And then the thoughts, right? Them little whores that come entangle themselves around that feeling. And then we get stuck in stinking thinking. And we forget to trust our inner guidance and allow, right, movement to occur by being in, right, a meditative state, meditating. That's magic prayer to me. Not asking for what we want, or, asking the gods and summoning, angelics and what have you, or to others, right? Demonics to handle all this stuff. It's like, hold on a second. We have to go inside, right? In order to see what no longer serves us in this now and present moment, and allow ourselves to just let it go. Trust. Let's see what else we got. Let's pull up. Actually, I'm going to pull a soul's journey. Aquarius, sun, moon, rising. Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. And a nice big Buddha in there. And Buddha may look all happy and laughy here, right? But at first, Buddha went through, right, exile or his pilgrimage. He murdered his whole family, if I'm not mistaken, right? It took a long time of trials and tribulations to get where, right, he needed to be in order to let go and have a sense of humor about self and everything else, and to not hold on to all that anger and baggage and resentment and feelings of lack and insecurity, right? Or high expectations. We have expectations of ourselves and others that don't quite pan out, and then we get upset instead of giggling and laughing and remembering and realizing, right, that we don't always have to have all this planned direction, goals, but we don't have to force things, right, and make them so concrete. Imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Imagination nation. Having a sense of humor and imagination raises our vibration. I'll put those here. Let's get a Kuan Yin card for our Aquarius sun, moon, rising in the month of October. Any messages that we need to see? Aquarius sun, moon, rising. Woo, that was quite a bit. Sound the fierce flute, number 29 is at the bottom. Let's see what else jumped out over here. A little too many there to take a look at all of them. So why don't we just read, because there's a whole pile that came out. Sound the fierce flute and sisters of the sun rising. The sound of the fierce flute, and the threshold is wanting to be seen behind. Sound the fierce flute. And step over the threshold. Sisters of the sun rising. Right, so allowing ourselves to go through what we need to go through, stay in not stay in meditation, but remember to meditate so that you are clearing the toxins that are in your brain and in your emotional body, and you're able to connect with Holy Spirit. Holy shift, right? So we can make a holy shift, right? Gain some momentum and make some movement, right? Sound the fierce flute and step over the threshold, right? And rise into our divinity, right? This is like resurrection, death and rebirth, which we also, right? Rebirth. But we have to let go, right? We have to let go of what no longer serves us. in order to do that. And, I had a conversation with a friend just a little while ago. I walked over to the gas station next door to me here, and I have lots of friends in there, and right, our neighborhood family. And I had a really nice conversation with a gentleman that works in there. His name is Mufasa, like Lion King. I love that, Mufasa. So Mufasa and I were chatting about quite a lot, and you know, many hands of the goddess. It was such a beautiful conversation, and just want to share, again, right? Just going to take a little walk to go get something we need out of a store. And right, by being present in our now moments, again, is when we receive so many gifts, you know, like this. I mean, this is how I felt while I was in there talking with him. I shared some, right, personal, right? We were just talking. I shared a few words, and then I just got quiet and was able to listen. And it was very nice to, which that happens often. I'm just sharing now though, like right, the velocity, the vibrancy of, he gave me a lot to look at, let me say, right? He gave me many things to go through, right? That sometimes I'm not able to see. Which I so appreciate, because when someone else is able to talk with us and, right, move a mountain, right, with the faith of a mustard seed, plant a seed, and because we're being present in our now moments and having a conversation and communicating with another, we're able to receive, right, our gifts. That's why they call it present, right? We don't have to wait for December for Santa Claus to come deliver, and then you owe. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah. Which I love Christmas and I love celebrating. We love Christmas. We love the holidays, the holy days. Well, it's also important to have awareness that, look at how holy, how unholy they became. They're such commercial gimmicks, such price and money making schemes, just as like what we're going through now. I mean, it's always some about making money and making it look or appear like it's for something to scare people, and then they act like they have some kind of magical bean, right? They got the magic beans, Jack and the Beanstalk. So, blah, blah. Calling in your soulmate. This is where we're at, right? Again, like not allowing all that extra sickness and dis-ease that all are trying to throw out there to cloud where we're at. Don't forget who you are and why we came. Sometimes I do. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help to bring you together. And by keeping us so distracted with all the chaos and the yucky stuff that's going on, it doesn't leave us, right, much time and space to actually do these things, which is where we need to be. If we want to see healing, if we want to be part of the cure, right? I mean, that's a question we all need to ask ourselves. Are we part of the virus, part of the disease, or are we part of the healing and the higher vibration and the cure? Right? We're either adding to all the dis-ease and discord and bullshit that's being thrown out and all around us and force fed? Or are we allowing our divinity, right, our spiritual guides and our higher consciousness to guide our way, right, again, over that threshold, wherever it went. The threshold. We can't step over the threshold holding on to all that old baggage. Look, Ivory Swan Goddess. That's like, all right, she looks like, it looks like she's just going through what she needs to, right? Like contemplating, like, spin the silken thread divine. And hear the yellow tiger mother. And watch out when the tiger comes. Tiger's like an elephant. They never forget who fucked them over. And a tiger is ruthless and fierce. And once it smells that prey that has betrayed and done whatever that something is, there's going to be an attack. It's like, why would you put your hand in a lion's mouth? Or why would you try to harm one of God's exotic, wild, natural creatures? New love, new love. I'm searching for a new love. Someone to set my heart free. Real love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings, Aquarius. You know, and that could it could be a person, it could be a job, it could something, person, place, or thing that's bringing a new feeling of excitement, right? Something new. So calling in your soulmate, calling in the fragments and the pieces of self that are missing, right? Is super important. And remember to continue to have a sense of humor. Self-improvement creates movement. So we can step out of the one-ring circus, right? And stop being fed peanuts. What did I say? When elephants fly, when pigs fly. What do pigs say on the way home? Wee, wee, wee. All the way home. Let's see. Why don't we read? Let's see. Let's pull one more solid card from the Kuan Yin deck that for Aquarian Sun, Moon, and Rising. So we have a little, I don't know what that kind of shuffle is. Let me move this stuff out of the way so I have a little more room here. And can we just have one card, Spirit, please? So I can close us out with a nice little reading from Kuan Yin, Aquarian Sun, Moon, and Rising. Turquoise Lotus Mother is on the bottom. That's so beautiful. And Sisters of the Sun Rising. So that's good. It came out twice. So let's definitely read this one. And we have Turquoise Lotus Mother at the bottom, which is so beautiful. Turquoise always reminds me of my mommy. And do you know the word, what is it? Navajo, Navita means energy. How beautiful is that? Where, oh, I got a card stuck to my foot. magic prayer. So let's see. I know these are kind of long. Sisters of the Rising Sun, and is number 28. So we have another 10. So we had 3 10s in this reading, Aquarians. Okay. So Sisters of the Sun Rising. You are a highly creative being with the potential to help raise the vibration of consciousness on this planet through your creative projects, work, dreams, and hobbies. The power of collaboration, choosing to work with others in joint projects, allows for synergy to occur, where you can grow stronger and become more than the sum of your individual parts. Calling in great cosmic assistance and potency. You are guided to remain open to other souls joining forces with you. Whoop, whoop. Just like the Sisters of the Sun Rising that bring great energy to help humanity through their group endeavors, when you allow for aligned group effort, much that is wonderful can occur. It is an important part of the spiritual journey to learn who you are and how you work. And often solitary work is a helpful way to do this. Yet, there are times when you are strong enough to work with others without losing yourself or your unique approach to creative endeavors. Collaboration is suggested for you now to allow you to expand your horizons, to meet more people, share your light, and have more fun. That's what's up. I'm feeling that. I need my peoples. I don't know about you all, but I need more higher vibrational people around me. Where's my peoples is at? Your collaboration may be with spiritual guides or with souls incarnated and coming into your life in the form of colleagues, friends, and helpers now. Just like I was talking to my friend Mufasa, like I said. I mean, that's just exactly, literally what we were just talking about. He was saying how I help everybody else, but I can kind of get lost in the sauce. And I'll say, okay, let me just say, he made an example, which was so cool. He's Arabic, obviously, Mufasa. And an analogy that he said to me was, a lot of the time, and he gave me a cup of coffee for free from the gas station, which was just so sweet. He made me a fresh pot, and I just drank my coffee black. However, he was saying how people, right, get their coffee and they put sugar in the coffee or milk or whatever, and they're like, this coffee's good. But they never say, this sugar is good or this milk is good. If it's bad, maybe, right? But we never, so he was explaining to me that I'm like the sugar and that I get lost in the coffee. And people will be like, oh, that's awesome coffee. But what doesn't get acknowledged, it becomes part of the coffee and then forgotten, right? So it was a very interesting analogy, and I'm happy I'm able to share that with you because, again, to feel like we're the only ones that are really helping or knowing when to cut our losses and to start to, right, where'd the card go? Move, right? Move have movement in a different direction, right? Because we can't always be the sugar that makes everybody else smile when they don't even acknowledge acknowledge how sweet their coffee is, right? How sweet their life is because we're in it. They just want to keep on drinking enough. Then they'll say something. Then it's going to be our fault. But as long as we add our sweetener, right? So this is where we get into energy, vampirism, and etc. But we also don't want to play the victim. So sometimes we just need to know to not add our sugar to their fucking bitterness and just to keep it moving, right? We have to detach with love, but we don't have to stay and continue to give our love where it's not being reciprocated and where we're not receiving what we deserve and what we need in order to, right, continue to, right, feel sweet inside and what have you, right? Otherwise, we're just allowing ourselves to be washed away and dissolved like the motherfucking sugar. So that was like a very deep analogy to me, right? um and so yeah. And the funny thing is too, right? It's like, yeah, sugar ain't even any good for you. So too much sweetness, and I don't falsify things and sugarcoat shit. However, I definitely am guilty and can be guilty of staying in a position somewhere, someplace, right, as something with someone too long, right? And forgetting that we have others that feel the same way. And it's so important to, right, that's where we meditate, magic prayer, pray for movement, and for more of our people to get together, right? So just keep swimming so that we're able to find one another, and we are, and we will continue to, because none of us deserve to be treated like shit or used or made to look or appear as something that we're not, or just stick around because somebody else wants to keep sucking our blood and our energy, and creating, inventing stories and making ultimatums in order to either keep us closer or threaten us that we won't have what we need, right? Or make us feel like we're taking advantage or are ungrateful when, yeah, that's the complete opposite of where we're coming from. If anything, we care too much and we keep adding sugar where, that shit's already charbroiled, burnt, and bitter, and ain't no amount of sugar gonna sweeten that shit up. So I'm gonna say for myself, I can absolutely acknowledge that and let go of whatever the fuck all that is, because I don't need it. That's something I definitely do not need any longer in my life. I deserve, and right, and my daughters, we deserve to live a happy life. Doesn't mean we're always going to be happy, but we deserve to live the life that we were meant to be here and live without all of these extra twists and turns and other beings holding on to things and resentments and wanting to, right, have punishing rings and all this other alternate endings of things, right? The soap opera. It's like, I'm really sick of it. I really, 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 really am. Oh, about anybody else. So sorry, now I went off on my little rant. Sisters of the Sun Rising. Let's see what else we got to say here. Trust your instincts and be discerning in what you accept and what you let pass you by. There will be plenty of opportunities for you as you are open to them. But do trust yourself enough to take a leap and some risks. And remember, we pulled risks wherever that is. I'm not going to look for it now. that feel uplifting for you and reaching out or accepting the offers to others to work together. Sisters of the rising sun know that the light can grow strong when souls join together in creative endeavors, allowing different flavors of the divine to come through in each project, making it richer than it would be with one flavor alone. Ain't that the truth? This oracle is also guidance to remain true to yourself in collaborative efforts. You may be struggling between compromise and staying true to who you are and how you work. You don't need to compromise. You need to honor your boundaries and the boundaries of others and trust that when you are meant to work together, you will find a way, not to compete, but to complement and perhaps also complement. Compete, complete, I don't know, complement and complement. Anyway, I don't know. One's with an I and one's with an E. Anyhow, or complete each other so you can all shine together. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words. Mercury retrograde. I'm just going to blame it on Mercury. The Sisters of the Sun Rising are calling you to find ways not to diminish yourself in collaboration with others, but to dare to become more of yourselves together. That's awesome because really, truly, and right now we're really working on my website, and I get a little nervous because it's like I feel like this may not be complete truth, but right in tarot land and a lot of us as we've my experience has been unseen energies taking things from me that I could never explain my whole life. And I used to write things a lot, poems when I was younger. And I remember like things got taken from me and stolen. And I stopped writing for a long time, because I felt so betrayed. And, it's like if your house gets robbed into, you feel so violated. And that's a lot of what we're dealing with now with clones and doppelgangers and envy and jealousy and other beings that have, tried to set up and take and, whether it's our spiritual gifts, our energy, our physical, like nothing belongs to us, but people and beings have used and done things in order to purposely cause conflict and, infectious disease. Discord. So, it is what it is, as far as being a realist and knowing that every, action has an equal or opposite reaction and everything has to have its equal or opposing opposite, is just a fact. So I can look at it like that. And yeah, however, I'm not going to ignore the facts that, be like, oh, and just walk away from, my life. The Chuck Lily just drove by. Yeah, Lily ain't just walking away. So, all the thoughts and feelings that we all consume and eject and throw out into what we call the world is where there's a lot of fantasy and chaos and discrepancies. And the world is not the earth. And money does not make the world go round. We do. Money is only one form of a currency, of a current that travels throughout the world. Air. And has a physical something we can hold on to and say, oh, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however much, right? So can we count how much time and energy and all of our thoughts and feelings that we help, that sugar we keep putting in everybody else's coffee? The sugar acts. So, times is changing, and it's important we be part of that change. for the good of all. So right, daring to come together. The Sisters of the Rising Sun are calling you to find ways not to diminish yourself in collaboration with others, but to dare to become more of yourselves together, right? Allowing ourselves to really, right? It's like, no, I'm scared. No, I can't. No, I have to do this. No, I have to do that. No, I have to be here. No, I'm supposed to be. No, 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 no. We're going to ignite, light up, light it up, light up that fire inside of us and ignite our creative, childlike imaginations and connect with our higher consciousness and our lower and shadow self so that we can find balance somewhere in the middle, right? This oracle also indicates that in any relationship you have right now, there is healing taking place. And if you look for the win-win solution, no matter how tricky it might seem to find that wisdom at first, it is there to be found. You will have successfully collaborated as souls, finding healing. Well done, Aquarians. Healing with the Sisters of the Sun Rising. Sit with your journal and write a letter to any person that you have had a collaborative relationship with that feels unsatisfying, unfulfilling, disappointing, or incomplete. This is exactly pretty much what Mufasa said to me. In your letter, express yourself, and at the end of the letter, express your intention to let it go so that you are both free. Offer forgiveness, and when you are ready, read the letter aloud and then burn it and scatter the ashes carefully in the earth or over the water, checking thoroughly first that they are fully extinguished, right? Don't be lighting paper on fire and fucking just letting it go, especially now that it's getting a little colder and we have, right? The leaves are going to start falling, etc. Be smart and safe. Safety first. Then sit down and write a letter to those souls that you are currently working with or would like to work with. They might be musicians, artists, writers, healers, publishers, agents, promoters, accountants. I'm going to do this. Let's do this. Or actors. The possibilities are vast, right? And endless. Write a letter about what kind of collaborations you might like to attract and what outcomes you would like and how perfect. It's a new moon today. So this is the perfect divine time to do exactly this. Rising, write a letter, on what you would like. Imagine it like a heavenly advertisement with the Sisters of the Sun Rising, a glorious gathering of community effort, shining their love and support to your words. When you feel happy with what you have specified, read it out loud and then fold it up and place it somewhere sacred. Maybe start a little moon box. So when it's a new moon, do this and write your what you would like to see, who would you like to write, and how that would feel, and fold it up and put it in your moon box every month. There's 13 months of the lunar calendar. And at the end of the year, you'll have, right, 13 little pieces of paper. And then you can see, did you do any of those creative endeavors? Right? Did you bar? I bet you do. And I don't bet, no betting. But I guarantee, right? And I'm going to do it too, right? Let's write down tonight. Write a letter about what kind of collaborations you might like to attract and what outcomes you would like to see. Imagine it like a heavenly advertisement with the Sisters of the Sun Rising, a glorious gathering of community effort, shining their love and support to your words. When you feel happy with what you have specified, read it out loud and then fold it up and place it somewhere sacred in your little moon box or wherever, perhaps in your journal, in your meditation space, or under a crystal in the garden. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice one too. Give thanks for the guidance that led you to do this. Give thanks for the guidance that led you to do this so that you would be ready to receive. Right? And I'm going to thank Mufasa because this is exactly the conversation we were having. And now, look, Spirit brought this divine message on top of it to add to, right? Me being able to share this with you. And please like, subscribe, and hit the little belly bell and share as well. Welly well. Okay, a prayer, magic prayer, a prayer of the Sisters of the Sun Rising. Beloved Sisters of the Sun Rising, sweet Sister Kuan Yin, thank you for your help now in opening my heart fearlessly with confidence, faith, friendliness, firm boundaries, and an open mind to be inspired, supported, and helped in making successful relationships. And like my shirt say, namaste, motherfuckers. So thank you so much for hanging out with me during this session. And yo, that was a lovely reading, and I hope you enjoyed. And again, please like, subscribe, and hit the little belly bell. It'll help our soul tribe as well, right? Collaboration, so we can grow, right? And continue to raise, right? Raising hell, raising Cain, raise the vibration. And on that note, I'll see you next time. And remember to connect with your higher consciousness and your shadow side. And just allow. And stay divine. And all in due time. All right. Later.